Are we live? Yep, we're live. What is up, people? The internet, it is me, a real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful March 13th, 2026. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. And we have a lot to talk about today. We are going to be talking about what's going on in Cuba as we speak, because it appears that President Trump has just made the Cuban regime bend the knee without firing a single shot. Listen, stuff could happen and we don't know for sure what's going on, but it is looking more and more likely that, yeah, we probably are going to win or have a huge victory in Cuba after years of dealing with this crap. It seems like Trump is about to put an end to it. So we have a lot to talk about today. But before we get into today's stream, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you do have any questions or concerns or want to support the channel even further, the best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way your questions answered. So again, send super chats, share the stream, like the stream, all that good stuff. Chance it's raising for 10. Trump endorsed Herrera 2 days ago. Love to see it. By the way, now Lilberts are saying that Ed Gallerane, is it Gallerin or Gallerane? I don't know for sure. Is a never Trumper, as if Massey's the pro-Trump guy. Talk about desperate, not to mention dishonest. Well, yeah, I was watching the rally, and you know, it's clear as day that, Trump's gonna, like, Massey's done. Trump's gonna absolutely crush him in that primary. It's gonna happen. But I mean, yeah, it's weird what's going on where Thomas Massey, he's running on Twitter at least as the anti-Trump or Trump skeptic Republican, voting no on everything because reasons and principles. But he's campaigning as the actually pro-Trump candidate while saying the opposite on Twitter. And he's on the ground right now in Kentucky saying, I'm the pro-Trump guy, and this Ed guy is never Trump. That's weird. I thought Trump was so unpopular. I thought we were informed by Robert Barnes and Rich Barris that, oh, Trump is so unpopular, MAGA's dead, nobody likes him anymore. Yeah, it's stupid. But we'll see what happens there. All right. I do think, though, Massey's going to lose. I mean, maybe he can pull it off. I don't think so, but we'll see, I guess. K-Cup for 5. Heard Iran state media saying we've destroyed America's naval fleet and defeated them. We demand they surrender. The Guardians of Fallen Man. Yeah, that regime is batshit crazy. Those people are nuts. It's clear as day. And hold up, everybody. We got Tyrone here.
Yeah.
So, hello?
No.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so I'll just read some super chats here. Let's see. Puerto Rico for $7.76. We need immigration reform badly in the United States. Yeah, we'll get to the Andy Ogle stuff in a second, and Randy Fine. K Cup for 2.
Oh, we need a total immigration moratorium.
Yeah, I was going to get to that later. Let me just read the rest of these. K Cup for 2. Late politics. Chocolate chip sundae supreme. What? Thank you. Puerto Rico for 2. Voting Republican is very important right now. I agree. Commander John for 2. Vote Republican 26 midterms and Trump 2028. I agree with the first part. Second part, not so much. K-Dog for 5. Hey, Rap, have you seen the Andy Ogle's newly proposed Assimilation Act, repealing Hart-Celler, H-1Bs, etc.? Seems too good to be true to get it passed. Again, we'll get to that in a second. Puerto Rico for 5. Andy Ogles is right about everything. Yeah, so that's kind of another big story. That was kind of the original intention of the stream, but the Cuban news kind of taken that over. So, American Nerd for 2. Any updates to the Save America Act? Again, they're going to debate on it next week. We're going to see how that goes. I don't think they're going to get 60 votes, but the point is apply pressure on Democrats. So, Spikes has been a member for 31 months. Big energy at the Kentucky Trump rally. Hashtag Massey is done. I agree with that. But okay. So I think we got to talk about what was a huge development in the last 72 hours. So it is the new it is a new proposal from Andy Ogles. Hey, let's add a bit of context. So Tyrone, what happened yesterday?
I was not paying attention yesterday. You're gonna have to tell me too.
Are you serious?
Yes. Bro, I
Basic
was like I fucking worked 10 hours, I got home, and I fell asleep until, like, 2 in the
Okay, so
morning,
let
I'm
me pull this
sorry.
up. So what happened yesterday was there were 2 terror attacks in the United States yesterday, in Michigan and
Oh, those
Virginia.
motherfuckers, yeah, one of them was, like wasn't he, like, Sierra Leonese?
It was something crazy, like, I think they both were actually. I don't know for sure. It's like a crazy thing where it's like they have like the same like they're from the same area or something. I don't know for sure, but like basically it was 2 quote unquote naturalized citizens. Okay, and well, I don't think I know in
Me, when
Virginia,
I'm a naturalized citizen and I immediately open a fucking I immediately begin a terrorist attack on a Jewish synagogue.
and not
Yeah,
just
by
that,
the
but Old
way,
Dominion.
dude's a fucking Muslim from a third world country. Wow, imagine my fucking shock. The third world wants to come to the United States and fucking abuse our generosity and naivete to settle fucking ethno-religious disputes with one another and with other groups they perceive as having not misdeeded them.
Yeah, so it was Muhammad Jalal, however you say his last name. He is a convicted ISIS supporter who went on a shooting spree at Old Dominion. So this guy openly supported ICE, right? He was a quote unquote
You mean ISIS?
ISIS, whatever. Not
Me, when I
ICE.
openly support ICE and ISIS.
Well, I mean, it is technically ICE, IS, but yeah,
Angry White Menistan and their paramilitary group ICE is.
yeah. But point is,
Anyway.
though, like I meant ISIS. Good lord. But yeah, so he was actually convicted of this 10 years ago. Right? He got let off early. He got off scot free, basically, and immediately he turned around and he shot a couple people. I think one died. And there was the synagogue thing where a nutcase, he drove a truck into a synagogue. It, like, really, I don't. Thankfully, nobody died. I don't think, but either way, the point is, people are starting to wake up to the fact that we have a huge problem here. This is a the real question is how many people are like this in America right now that we know about.
I mean,
That's a serious
just
question.
just to be just to be safe, we can include every Pakistani, every Middle Eastern, every Afghan immigrant that Biden admin took in, as well as all the sub-Saharan Africans that he took in as well. Basically, most non-Hispanic and non east slash Southeast Asian immigration is almost entirely, in some form or another, incredibly third worldist, Islamist, or typically a combination of both. So really, literally, like more than half of the amount of people who came in under Biden,
Yeah,
which is what not 5 million, which is what 2 million, 3 million,
it's crazy.
three
It's crazy.
3 million potential domestic terrorists who are in this country illegally. They are undocumented. We don't have any fucking clue about who they are, about their past, where they come from.
Yeah,
The Biden admin did this in 4 years, and we're gonna keep seeing shit like this that is just gonna keep killing innocent American civilians
yeah,
until we
and you're
fucking
just
take down
talking
on it.
about the ones that came here legally. These are ones that shot people up when they're here, quote unquote, legally.
Yeah, let's not forget how many of these legal immigrants came in under Obama.
Yeah,
And honestly, under Trump's first term, not to his credit, though, obviously, there were a lot of forces working against him
yeah.
then.
And back then, it was like nobody was even talking about legal immigration. That was not even like up for discussion. But
Yeah, Trump specifically in his 2015 nominate like his 2015 announcement speech for running in the primaries said they're not sending their best, they're sending rapists and murderers with all
yeah,
the illegal immigration. And now we're talking about an immigration moratorium. So I again ask people in the chat 10 years ago versus now. Look how far we've come on immigration. And please, what some people in the chat who still believe this, tell me why Kamala Harris would have been the better alternative when she would have been a direct
yeah,
continuation of the Biden admin policies that led to this kind of shit. Exactly. Literally.
yeah. I'm still trying to figure that out. It's like, okay, you may not like Trump and everything, but if your main issue is immigration and you want a shutdown of immigration, How do you think voting Harris would have solved that? Anyways, um, American Earth for two. Did it? Or ROTC students stop on those attacks? I don't know. A glitch EV for two. Islam is fundamentally incompatible with the West. You can argue
Yes,
that. American Earth for two. Immigration moratorium.
absolutely. Islam is not a religion. Islam is a civilizational blueprint. It just happens to have a religion baked into
Yeah.
it.
American Nerd for two, immigration moratorium now. And let me bring up the Andy Ogle. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time today. Good lord. Andy Ogles. Good lord. So Andy Ogles in the past couple of days, he has been on a fucking roll. He has been absolutely hammering this issue as of lately. And he joins people like Randy Fine, Brandon Gill, Keith Self, a few others. Like, I always love how Randy Fine's always involved.
Amazing governor.
What? You cut out.
Like I said, he's going to be an amazing Arizona governor.
Who? What?
Big isn't fucking Big running for governor?
Yeah, he's running for governor. Yeah.
Oh, Ogles, not Biggs. Fuck, Gogles. I'm retarded.
Yeah.
Sorry.
K
Yeah,
Cup for
Ogles.
five.
He's the motherfucker from Tennessee. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty good.
Think about this. This started after that signal that went out. This likely would have happened regardless that Harris would have helped it. Oh my gosh, helped it to happen. Yeah. Rap, give me the Fetterman energy. Yeah, one of those days. But yeah, so I do think though
Those days.
the last couple of days we were already pushing the overturn window on this issue, but now we reached we're reaching a point now where even Tom fucking Emmer, one of the highest ranking people in the House GOP, is now saying we got to naturalize more
So
people.
one of the most one not to mention one of the more liberal leaning Republicans and Republican from Minnesota,
Yeah,
where the Republican Party has been complicit in all of the Somali fraud to an extent.
yeah. He proposed a couple months ago the Scam Act, which basically would expand the amount of people we could denaturalize to like a shit ton of things. And now he's openly saying we got to go even further. But either way, Andy Ogles, a little while ago, he has just proposed the Assimilation Act. This is what he said. The Hart-Celler Immigration Act of 1965, in conjunction with the Immigration Act of 1990, is the most recent declaration of war of Congress has ever passed. Not only did this legislation declare war on American culture, but it has also been sending foreign troops to every
Oh, I
American
almost just
community,
got hit by an Indian.
bro. Communities steal their jobs, erase their religion, and infiltrate their schools. I'm preparing a monumental bill that repeals Hart-Celler, ends the H-1B visa scam, ends chain migration, and creates a whole new character-based system that would make America look like America again. The Assimilation Act is how we can
Character-based
save our
systems are
culture. What?
uh, character-based. What do you call it? Character-based profiles for immigration are almost impossible to get in full numbers, by the way. So he's basically implicitly saying, "Yeah, we're gonna like just nuke legal immigration."
Yeah, basically. And the idea is it goes back to what it was before the 60s. That's kind of what he's saying here. It goes back to what it was from the 1920s to the early 60s. Which again, when was the golden age in America? The 1950s. So take that as you will. But anyways, Justin for two, car in the synagogue attacked had explosives in it. Yeah, I saw that. He was trying to blow it up, but he got killed, I think. So, but yeah, this is a huge thing with Andy Ogles. He is he's a big figure now on the right trying to push not just restricting some legal immigration. He's basically just saying, fuck it, we ball. And we're going after all forms of legal immigration. Hart-Celler, the H-1B scam, etc. This is significant. When was the last time we had a sitting congressman say anything like this?
2 months ago, when Andy Ogles was saying the same thing.
Yeah, I guess. Andy Ogles, Randy Fine. But before this, I mean, like before this congressional session, who were the last congressmen to say stuff like this?
Fucking Roy Moore, literally Roy Moore. The last not Roy Moore. Fuck, what's the name of the motherfucker who ran against Britain lost?
Uh, oh my
You
gosh.
know who I'm talking about in Alabama, right?
Mo Brooks.
Mo Brooks, yeah, literally the last person to talk about this was Mo Brooks back in 2020 during the fucking summer of love.
Yeah,
And he said, he said, I'm not fucking afraid to be polite. I mean, Katie Britt and her Alabama Senate campaign talked about how heart sellers affected working class Americans, but she didn't explicitly state white Americans.
yeah.
So I would
S
say Mo Brooks.
I guess Steve King also. Yeah, Steve King kind of, but Cake on for 5. With bringing the Save America Act to debate, Republicans need to pounce on this hard, make Democrats try to defend these people and their actions. Yeah, and that's Mike Lee's plan for the Save America Act. At this point, he doesn't care. All he's trying to do now is play games. So no matter what happens, Democrats look like shit now because they're going to defend why they're opposed in literally a 90-10 issue and voter ID, an 80-20 issue in proof of citizenship. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. Seen articles that Trump endorsed Brandon Herrera for Congress. Great endorsement. Been celebrating Herrera winning, watching his Darwin Awards video. Yeah, so he's been officially endorsed. He's going to be the next congressman.
I've been watching Herrera for years. It's really cathartic to watch Herrera win.
Yeah,
We love the AK guy.
he's actually going to do it.
And when I mean years, I mean before he ran against Gonzalez initially. I've been watching him since like fucking, I want to say 2018, 2019.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is becoming the new standard position on the right. We want to ban old as crap because we have, like, honestly, we have to. I'm sorry to break it to people, but you cannot have this form of immigration, especially with what's going on since Obama. Really, it was really Obama that started this shit. It was going on beforehand, but even before Obama, you weren't seeing these type of things occur. Now you are. So, and same thing with Biden. So I do think it's a really good thing we're finally talking about not just restricting some immigration, just saying fuck it. Go back to what it was before 1965. That's what they're saying now. That is good. That is really good news that we're talking about this. And again, it's people like Randy Fine pushing this. And I'm not going to pull up what he said yesterday because I don't want to get banned on YouTube, but let's just say he said some very interesting things about
An
Islam.
intelligent person. Hey, what's up, Tubbs?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys talk.
We're
we're
You guys
talking
talking
about we're talking about Andy Ogles right now.
Oh yeah, he's race. He's kind of going off right now, but I mean,
I can't hear a word you're saying.
No, I'm saying Andy Ogles is kind of going off right now, but he makes some good points.
All his
You know?
points are good.
Yeah, exactly.
I may disagree with some of the verbiage he used, but like, is he wrong?
No, he's not wrong at all. I mean, take it as somebody who's lived in a neighborhood full of like fresh off the boat immigrants who have no fucking desire to assimilate. He's completely right. Completely fucking right. And this applies to more than one ethnic group. And that's all I'll say because I don't want to get the channel banned.
Yeah, but the thing with like what Andy Ogles is saying is it's not just we're going to restrict illegal immigration. Now, I think it's Brandon Gill. I think it was he is or it might have been oh gosh, who's the guy from West Virginia? Oh, what's his name? Riley Moore, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He said he's going to propose another bill to start denaturalizing even more people. So you have Tom Emmerville people saying the same thing. Now Riley Moore is proposing a separate bill to say we got to denaturalize a lot of people. People that are not assimilating, they're committing fraud, they're scam artists, like that sort of thing. They commit a felony and we can deport them. We are actively talking about this, not just one random Joe on Twitter. These are people in Congress saying we need to denaturalize a lot of people. Now, will these bills pass? Probably not. Realistically, with the current House majority, you know Thomas Massey's going to vote no on this. So that's one no right there. Don Bacon's probably a no. So
Bacon's absolutely,
Yeah.
he hates shit like this.
So at this point, it's like you're not going to get through. But notice who's going to support this. It's going to be basically all Republicans. I don't see a single Democrat even considering supporting this. Not one. All right. Crazy how someone as good as Riley Moore is related to Shelly Moore Capito. Yeah, that's weird. That is really strange. Yeah, Riley Moore is in West Virginia's, I think, 2nd district. So he's pretty good. Andy Ogles for Senate. I've been hearing stuff he might run for Senate down the line, but I don't know.
I mean, the Tennessee delegation's all right.
Yeah. Blackburn and gosh, what's his name?
Blackburn's good. She's had a couple
Haggerty, yeah.
years, but Haggerty's. I wouldn't
He's
complain if
fine.
Haggerty got replaced.
Yeah, but it's not like he's bad or whatever. He's just fine. All
I
right.
don't know. Make Blackburn an appointee in the when's she running for re-election?
Maybe this year.
Is she running for re-election? She ran in 24.
Yeah. Save Slayer for 10. Rap, I love the work from your channel. After all the various attacks this week, Trump has basically launched a crusade, and I'm not sorry, but it's true. Well, I mean, yeah, there's got to be a serious discussion about how do you deal with what's going on in America right now with immigration. This has to be a serious discussion because how much longer can this country take of this crap? Realistically, how much longer can we take of this shit? That's the problem. It's like I don't see us being able to hold on much longer with this crap. American Earner for 2. Isn't Blackburn running for Tennessee governor this year? I don't know. Okay, people are saying she is running. I don't know for sure, but
I thought it was. I get her and Tuberville confused because both have been linked to running for governor, but I think Tuberville officially is.
Yeah, Tuberville I know is. Yeah, he's gonna win, but Chicano for 2. Yeet. Thank you so much, good sir. But yeah, so now that we're actively talking about we're to the point now where
breaking news.
What?
Trump said that Russia is being Trump has said Iran is being helped by Russia.
Yeah, I saw that. That's not a surprise.
Yeah, well, thank you, Trump. Everyone knew this already.
Yeah. But yeah, so the question is, come 2028, will the official position of the GOP be remigration?
That would be nice, but I am being very bold. I'm being very bearish on 28 currently. I am just waiting to see how the midterms play out before I make any casts.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because right now I'm not very impressed by Trump or Vance currently, especially Rubio. I mean, Cuba, we haven't talked about Cuba.
Yeah, we'll
yet.
get to that.
We'll get to Cuba in a bit, but the fact that they were able to make Cuba fold without lifting a fucking finger is amazing. But yeah. I don't think that is going to materialize in real gains in anywhere outside
Cubans.
Look, the Cubans and Venezuelans are only really in presence in Florida, which is a state we're more than comfortable in. The juice is not worth the squeeze here.
Well, there are some I get that. There's a lot. There are some Venezuelans in other states, but yeah, it's mostly Florida.
It's not going to be a significant enough demographic to flip certain states. Other states that would need a Hispanic bloc to win in, Virginia, Texas, California, Arizona, etc. We're already doing well there, or we're not going to do well there. Period. This is just fucking min-maxing at 2 demographics that were already going to vote for us regardless.
Yeah, but it's still kind of funny to see they'd be voting 90-10 Trump or Vance or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be fucking hilarious when Hispanics vote for fucking Republican candidates by Assad margins, but again, I am not expecting this to translate into anything super feasible 28 if Republicans bungle the Iran thing and cause a fucking energy crisis.
Yeah, with the Iran stuff, I still think we avoided an energy crisis, but we'll see. We shall see. I think we're kind of past the worst part of it.
There aren't. Well, we'll see. Like I said, this is going to be a thing that we have to wait for up to, like I said last week or the week before, we're gonna have to wait a couple of weeks up to a month to see how this goes. I'm not happy about gas at Costco being $3.20 though.
Yeah,
$4.20 here in my state is going up to $5.
That's California for you, but
yeah. I was gonna say, aren't you fucking SoCal?
No, Northern California.
All right, President Gilbert Giddy up for 10. See, these principled conservatives show that they don't stick by them when their power's in jeopardy. Thune has no principles because of his power in the Senate can be taken away from him. Well, I mean, the thing with Thune is I think he's trying, but when you got to deal with Mitch McConnell and like Murkowski, I can understand to a point why you're having problems, but seriously, this is a fucking 90-10 issue. The SAVE Act.
Trump should personally fund every Republican candidate in the Alaskan House and Senate who is willing to reform
Yeah.
Senate laws and impeach Murkowski from her seat.
Speaking of
That is
money,
literally the
there
only
is some
way. That is
really
literally an only way to deal with someone like Murkowski.
yeah, that's the only way. The thing with Murkowski is every time she finds some bullshit way to win. Has she won one normal election in her career in the Senate?
Yeah, she had 2004, I believe.
Yeah, 2004.
I think 2016 was pretty normal.
No,
but...
there's a third party candidate I know.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
04
something
then.
crazy like that. Yeah, it was 04. In 2010, she lost the primary, made a backroom deal with Democrats to be like run as an independent, and she barely won. 2016, there's a third party candidate, she barely cracked 50. We all know what happened in 22. That was fucking ridiculous. Change the damn law because you're gonna lose. Seriously, it's
Gotta
unbelievable.
respect. You gotta respect the political intrigue.
Oh yeah, she is definitely a very politically savvy in Alaska, but that's bullshit. We're dealing with that crap in Alaska.
She's a fucking snake and bad for our agenda. Yeah.
Yeah. If this was like, you know, if she was doing it for good things, I would support 100%. But yeah. If she switches parties, she'll go down. Not with ranked choice voting. Nope. But okay, so
Okay, let's get this clear. She's a Republican because it benefits her.
Yeah.
She's not a Democrat. She's voted against Democrats and Obama tons of times. She is not a partisan. She's bipartisan in the sense that she's a power-hungry motherfucker who is willing to work with whoever that will allow her to remain a senator. She's just corrupt. That's literally what it is. She's just a corrupt motherfucker.
Yeah.
They should investigate her. Honestly, I think she definitely has skeletons in her closet.
Oh,
They should investigate her.
look, she is one of those corrupt people in the Senate. That's look that up.
Get her. Yeah, send her to jail.
Yeah, she is extremely corrupt, extremely power hungry. So, yeah. President Gilbert getting up for 20. If you want to make other Hispanic demographics like Mexicans with foreign policy to turn out for Republicans, take care of the cartels of Mexico. A lot of them still have families in Mexico, can't go visit them. I actually agree with that. Like, bombing the cartels would help a lot, I think. In my opinion, you know. That does not mean they're going to be like R plus 90, but
no, they can go from being like D plus 20, D plus 30 to like D plus 5 to 10.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bomb the cartels.
Although ideally, you shouldn't have to like bomb cartels to affect the way people vote. If you get what I mean, like
Oh yeah, that's a huge problem. And now you get people like that. You guys see like that shooting, like the synagogue and stuff. There are people defending the shooter right now. It's fucking crazy. And take guess
They're
why?
defending the shooter because one, I think some of them are Muslims defending him because that's just how it works, I guess, for them. But other people because they hate Israel, even if they're not Muslim.
Well, no, because they're saying like, well, some of his family members got killed a couple weeks ago or something, in like Lebanon or something. But it's like,
so by Israel or somebody else.
Who fucking know? I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Or by like Hamas or Hezbollah. Like, so his family members got killed, so I'm gonna shoot up a random synagogue.
And the point is, it's like, okay, if they're here and their first thought is to shoot up Americans, why are they here? Why should what happened in a foreign country impact what they do here? That is fucking crazy. It is fucking insane that we actually have to deal with that.
No, there was a train crash in Brazil, and I don't think like that means that you should act out on it, regardless of your ethnic origin. If there's a train crash in Brazil or a plane crash in, I don't know, China or something, but it's like, no, a tragedy happens in Lebanon, and obviously you're directly affected by it, but that means that you're gonna just shoot up Americans.
Yeah, it's crazy. So. It's fucking crazy. We should not be dealing with this shit. But okay. But yeah, like that they're saying like it's Trump's fault. That like it's just fucking wild. Like these people should not be here if they're still that loyal to a different country. That's the fucking point. But no, at this point, these people like it's stupid. They have no policy except, a certain country, Middle East bad. That's literally it. All right. Again, folks, make sure to like and share the stream on Twitter, on wherever, Facebook, wherever. Share the stream, like the stream, subscribe, like the stream, please do it. Okay. So enough of that. I think it's
Marry a
time we.
black woman or the electric chair.
What?
Interesting. No, I just found an image on my camera reel.
Oh my gosh.
Marry a black woman or the electric chair, and the dude fucking fries himself.
Okay, no, Tyrone, really? No, we're not doing this. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
So,
Hey man, don't thank me, thank my recruiter.
jeez. Okay, so let's get into the big news of the day. Cuba. This came out of nowhere. Well, we kind of thought this was gonna happen, but
We thought we were gonna need it. No, they literally just surrendered. They
yeah,
like the Cuban subplot didn't even begin and it's already ended, bro. Like what the fuck?
yeah.
We
Come
didn't even do
on.
anything. That's awesome. No, honestly, after fucking up Iran, it's probably a good thing we've done we did literally nothing and we still fucking got something out of that.
It is kind of two things. One, Cuba toppling the Cuban regime has the most significant symbolic. It has the most symbolic significance, rather, even more than Iran. I
Oh,
think
I
it's
agree.
and because of how long they've been they've been doing this for what 70 years at this point,
Yeah,
like
they
almost
just been
70 years.
sitting there,
How many
just
years?
there.
67 years. They've been doing this for 67.
Oh, shut up.
Funny. 67
Six,
years.
seven.
I mean,
Stupid.
And second of all, this also proves that toppling governments in Latin America is way easier than toppling governments.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
because
Middle East.
the Middle East, you have the religious factor, and in Central America, it's like they want these people gone.
There's no religious factor.
Yeah.
I mean, South Americans are more akin to like the Balkans in like the 80s than they are to Muslims or Arabs or even Persians.
All right, President Gilbert getting up for 5. I'm sorry to be reps do not need to stop focusing. What? Hold on. I'm sorry, but Republicans do need to stop focusing on demographics in Florida. We need to focus elsewhere: Texas, North Carolina, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, and possibly Nebraska. Oh, I agree. But just like, if you solidify the Cuban vote forever, that'd be fucking hilarious. Same with the Venezuelan vote, but Cake up for 5. Everything bad that happens is Trump's fault. The Child's Guidebook to Navigating Discourse, written by Hillary Clinton, illustrated by Hunter Biden. Oh my gosh. American Nerd for 2. So what deal do we make with Cuba exactly? There's no deal yet, but it's kind of it's sounding like we kind of just tell them, listen, you can either give up now and we'll let you go. I think what's going to happen is they're going to flee to like fucking Russia or some shit, or China or whatever. And in return, they don't end up like Maduro. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. Now, the Cuban president, he announced what?
I wouldn't be surprised if they do get some kind of political asylum deal.
Yeah, it's gonna be like China or something.
Look,
Yes.
Trump tried to do the same thing with Maduro, and Maduro stuck around and
yeah, Maduro, for those that don't actually know this, like, we actually give a chance for Maduro to fuck off. And he didn't.
We gave Maduro a opportunity. We said, hey, if you leave peacefully, we will give you political asylum and let you settle in some fucking country or like a backwater state like Montana. And he said, no, I don't think I'm going to, Senor Trump. And then we fucking bagged him.
Yeah, so
if the Cubans are any smarter, they will know what they need to do.
I think they're realizing like that Venezuela thing woke them the hell up. It's like, oh shit. Well, and that was our guards.
It also helps that it also really helps that we've been strangling them of their energy for 2 months, and they just had massive riots break out.
Yeah, they're riots as we speak. They're teetering on a collapse right now. This to me sounds like they've realized they have like a couple more days before it's over. That's probably what's going
Yeah.
on here. So yeah, the Cuban president said the conversations are focused on finding solutions to bilateral differences. What does this sound? Who does this sound like to you? Who does this remind you
Everybody.
of? The Venezuelan president. She said the same shit after Maduro got forced out. She said the same thing. Oh, we're going to work with the United States. We're going to find a way to solve our differences. AKA, please don't kill us. That's what's going on here. So, yeah. Cuba collapsed before Haiti's crazy. Haiti's been collapsed for decades. There's nothing. Haiti right now is ran by a warlord.
There's nothing to collapse in Haiti because they've been fucking de facto stateless for a while.
What the fuck is that guy's name in Haiti? Like the guy that like the cannibal.
General Lawmaking?
What?
No, that's not General Lawmaking.
Professor Barbecue.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, it's like Professor Barbecue.
Is it Professor Barbecue or?
It's one of those guys like he's literally like a cannibal and he runs Haiti as we speak. So.
Well, as long as he believes in free market capitalism, am I right? Haha.
Yeah.
Oh, he was known as the Little Cuban. Okay, so his nickname is Little Cuban. Wow.
Bruh. Are you serious?
I'm serious. He leads cannibal gangs and an army of cannibals that peruse northern Haiti. Bro, you can't make this shit up.
I thought his nickname was like the Cuban Barbecue or something. There's a weird nickname for him.
The Cuban torch.
The what? Say that again?
The Cuban torch.
My gosh. So yeah, what are the fucking odds of that? But yeah, that guy's essentially running Haiti at this point. There's nothing in Haiti, right? There's nothing there. K-Cup for 5. Cuba, what are our options? Trump, you either get yeeted or you see Iran. That'll be you, bud. Cuba, can we fuck off? Trump, I'll allow it. Well, yeah, they're probably like, right now, my guess is they're negotiating an out for his family and stuff. For the Castros to leave. That's probably what's going on here. So, I can't go with the fact the guy's name is actually like nicknamed like Cuba. That is fucking wild. What are the odds of that? American tributary system when? We essentially got that with Venezuela, and now probably Cuba. And we got breaking news out of Cuba, everybody. As I'm speaking, we got a new report out from Cuba that the Cuban president announced that he has authorized the FBI's entry into Cuba.
Sauce.
Yep, right here. Holy shit. Then
Trump
we
works fast.
We just folded them in
Goddamn.
5 minutes.
I mean, they didn't even try. Like the Venezuelans got embarrassed. The Iranians got humiliated, but not to the point where they collapsed. And the Cubans just allowed us to come in.
Yeah.
You know, they just.
I want to find out a source for
Come
this.
on in. Yeah, the Cubans were like, "Come on in."
Oh my gosh. Well, they didn't want to end up
come
like.
on in, ese. We give you some chicharrones.
Yeah. So yeah.
I didn't even mean to do an accent.
Okay, stop. Good
I didn't even mean to do an accent. That's just a phrase like people used to spam in middle school. But yeah.
Yeah. So the FBI is actually allowed in Cuba now. Yep, it just got confirmed.
Incredible things are happening in Cuba.
We just straight up took their shit.
Bro, we literally said, fuck off. We're taking your shit, and they just allowed it.
Well, again, they're probably making a deal right now for them to leave. That's probably what's going on here. When they say bilateral differences, to me that sounds like, okay, we're working on a deal to go to like what's a random country they could go to?
Honestly, some European state would probably be willing to
Oh
let them
yeah.
fucking come
It'd
in.
be like France or like Germany or something.
Spain for sure under Pedro Sanchez. Oh my
Oh,
God.
Spain, yeah.
I'm good. Give me one moment, man.
It'd be Spain. American Nerd. Tyrone, mute yourself, please.
Yeah, I am. Give me a minute.
Okay, American Nerd for 2. Aren't there a lot of criminals hiding in Cuba? Yeah. K Cup for 2. Boots to the ground in Cuba. It's Jover, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about Spain. God, what happened to Spain? Like that's the current government there now? They're
They
giving
basically they're basically communists. They're basically running on gender polarization. That's what they ran on. They're extremely far left economically. They tax the shit out of their residents. They have like an open borders policy that's one of the worst in the world. Like it's at least Trudeau tier or like Merkel tier. Yeah, they've destroyed Spain in so many different ways.
yeah. They have generational trauma for the discombobulator. Yeah, probably. Yeah, the discombobulator probably convinced them otherwise. Like, oh, maybe we should just leave. Take our money and get out of here. Let's see. Cue the next Rubio job meme. Yeah, I mean, at this point, gosh, what title doesn't Rubio have at this point? Seriously. He's gonna be the dictator of Spain or El Presidente of Spain or Mexico, or good lord, of Cuba. I can't think of like a job he doesn't have at this point. Marco Rubio, first governor of the Commonwealth of Cuba. Yeah. I mean, like, at this point, with Cuba out of the way, what's left in Central America to deal with? Like the like and like openly like
Nicaragua.
I guess maybe the cartels. It sounds like they're falling apart now in Mexico.
Nicaragua.
What? Okay, Tyrone. You cut out, bro. You're cut like you're.
Yes.
What did you say?
Have their phone number with.
You're just cutting out.
I said.
Dude, you just keep cutting out. It sounds like you said something really bad. Okay, Tyrone, you're muted. You're done. No. Mute for until you fix your shit.
So yeah. Nicaragua, which is ran by a communist regime, could be next. I'm not so sure about who runs Honduras or Guatemala. But yeah, I think unironically, we're not gonna do it like we did, obviously, what we did to Venezuela, but we need to have like a soft coup, and by that I mean what we did. We need to support the right in Mexico and in Brazil. Yeah, Tyrone, you're right. Brazil, Lula has to go, and so does Scheinbaum, and so does. And Tyrone said Nicaragua and Brazil. Yeah, and also Mexico, but do it peacefully and don't fucking bomb them. Like we do
Yeah.
not want to, we do not want to take military action against Mexico. And yeah, Tyrone is right.
Okay, hello?
Lula
Is
has
this
to
better?
go.
Dude,
Is
it
this better?
sounds like you
We
said
can hear
something.
you.
You said something really bad.
I'm sorry. I was underneath an an aluminum fucking on it. I said Nicaragua and Brazil. Nicaragua is the only real
sounded like you
explicitly
said something
communist
else.
socialist
For
government
Yeah.
left.
Nicaragua, it
No, I know
sounded-
what it sounded like. That's why I muted myself. No, Brazil is really bad. We have to get rid of Lula.
Well,
is
he's
turning-
screwed. That
Lula
election's looking
is-
bad for him.
Yeah, well, that election's looking bad. That's why we need to get rid of him sooner than later, because he could become an actual king, especially because the courts are on his side. We've already seen how they've been in fucking year.
Yeah, I mean, like, and now Bolsonaro might be dead now at this point. I'm surprised he isn't, but like, it seems like he's gonna get killed at some point. I think.
Scheinbaum needs to go, but Scheinbaum is also very cooperative with us, all things considered, and the shit that actually matters.
Yeah.
So
we should rank
I
the
wouldn't-
major world.
I'd-
We should rank the major world leaders by how cooperative they are with us. I think the most cooperative would probably be, I don't even know, honestly.
Argentina,
Argentina,
Malay.
Argentina, and Poland.
Japan.
Yeah, Japan's the
Yeah,
greatest ally, true greatest ally.
I would say Japan, Poland, and Argentina.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe Chile now that they got a new leader.
Yeah, Cost is really good.
Chile. Oh, El
and the-
Salvador. El Salvador.
Yeah, you can't forget El Salvador. Yeah,
Bukele.
basically it's
With Bukele.
well
yeah.
now I guess Venezuela is our puppets.
Yeah, and the ones that are not that great. I mean, Starmer, Macron, not that great.
The guy in Spain can go fuck himself, though. I don't like.
Sanchez is one of the worst. I'm trying to look at other countries. Erdogan isn't being in the news lately, but I don't
He's
really
always
like.
gonna be there. He's just
I
always gonna
don't really
exist.
like him,
Erdogan
but
is perpetually slimy.
Yeah.
he's perpetually slimy. I don't mind the Gulf states. Less about Iran, the better. Obviously, Putin's not that great. I don't even know who's. What is our relationship with like the Taliban like?
I don't want.
Because I'm
Who
just going on a map.
knows? Who freaking
I don't
knows?
think we have a relationship with the
Yeah,
Taliban.
I
American
don't
Nerd.
even.
American Nerd
Go
for
ahead.
2. What about Brazil? Is that guy there leftist? Oh, big time. He's a
Oh, so
nutcase.
complete
Yeah.
communist and has been for a very long
K
time.
Count for 2. Boots on the ground in Cuba. It's Jover. That's real. Glitch Evie for 2. Tyrone said, yeah. It sounded like he said that, but he didn't. So, um, Spain was so bad, even Germany was like, what the fuck? Yeah. When you're losing Germany, that is bad. That is really bad. What relationship? Yeah, honestly, I don't know what relationship we have with the Taliban. Do we even recognize them? Or no?
No, I don't think we do. No, I'm just going through the region. Our relationship with Pakistan is kind of like a mixed bag. It's like
It's either really good or really bad. There's no in
yeah,
between.
and yeah. Okay, I'm just going on a map. Our relationship with India is kind of like it's on paper it's good, but it's not really that great. If you
Yeah,
get what I mean.
there's some issues with like Trump and Modi. There's
Yeah,
some, and we'll see how that
definitely.
goes. But
Our relationship with China this term, Trump two's relationship with China is not as bad as it was in Trump one. It's actually not that bad.
yeah,
I think
even though we had a much bigger trade war this time around. That's
yeah, but
weird.
it's like we're having a trade war with kind of everyone, and
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I don't see much of U.S. China tension like there was like 5 years ago,
Well,
and
ever since Venezuela, you notice they've stopped going after Taiwan. Funny how that
yeah, they're
works.
smart. They know. Oh shit, they're gonna retaliate. Retaliate.
Look, it's a mix. It's a mix of the Chinese recognize that we can and will do shit. We will do crazy shit. China is now seeing the United States escalate its military presence and fortitude in the Strait of Hormuz, which is why they are calling for Iran to step the fuck down as of yesterday. And the most important part, the United States in the national security strategy for the second Trump admin has stated China is no longer a military
It's an
opponent.
economic.
They are an economic opponent. They are an economic threat, not a military threat, which means we are not going to be as clammy about Taiwan, which is what China has been wanting because they are. Here, I'm going to. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second.
What?
He muted himself. He was gonna make a pretty interesting
Okay,
point.
here we go. So here's the thing I really wish people understood about China. China is not going to militarily take Taiwan back by force unless Taiwan itself were to declare formal independence from the People's Republic of China. Taiwan has no incentive to do that whatsoever because Taiwan, China, and the United States all three benefit from a status quo where Taiwan is not formally recognized as an independent country, but is still able to do dealings with. One is the major international intersection of where the American and the Chinese economies meet in Asia.
Yeah.
Taiwan, unless it is ever incredibly threatened, is never going to formally declare independence. Ergo, China's only condition for boots on the
Yeah. Oh
ground in
my gosh,
Taiwan
Tyrone.
is not going
Tyrone.
to happen. You want
Tyrone, your mic. All right. Fix that.
hold on.
Yeah. American Earth for 2. If Bolsonaro's son loses, we should go to Brazil. He's not going to lose unless they pull some shit again. I doubt he's going to lose.
Or
But
unless they they do the meme they do a little bit of stealing the election. Can I
yeah,
say
I mean
that
that's
now?
the only way. That's the only fucking way he's
I
going
can
to
say that
lose.
now, right? We have free
Yeah.
speech.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
free speech supposedly. So
Allegedly.
yeah.
Is
Uh,
this better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. So yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah.
You're making a really good point,
Yeah, you were.
actually.
I just want to say, like, I just want to stop you because you were getting bad, but yeah, go on.
Okay. Please, Lord, don't make it shit out again on me. Taiwan is only ever going to see boots on the ground by the PRC if they declare formal independence. And the only way they'd ever fucking do that is if ultra nationalists come into power. And the ultra nationalists are so fucking weak that 2 cycles ago, the pro political reunification with China party almost outright won back in 2014. We don't need to worry
Seriously?
about China invading. Seriously, yeah. China's position has always been political reunification with Taiwan. Taiwan's position has always been political reunification with China to an extent. There is not going to be a hostile military takeover, which is kind of why it was stupid. The Trump admin was, or the Biden admin was trying to get all fucking, oh, we're going to formally recognize Taiwan and all that. Like, good on Biden for actually keeping the Taiwan situation as 2 nations, 1 China, or whatever the fuck the policy is.
Yeah.
Taiwan is going to forever remain in limbo. And as long as that happens, nothing's happening at Taiwan. And the Chinese understand this, which is why the Trump admin, in their wisdom, moved China from being a political slash geopolitically military threat to an economic opponent, which is the correct move because we have to learn to coexist with China.
I agree with what you're saying, but I don't get why the PRC is so hung up about China. Oh, they declare themselves independent. Like they're not part of. They're obviously they're not formally recognized as a country. But come on, everybody knows that they're a wholly distinct country from the
Because
mainland.
it's literally precedent in Chinese history to never recognize a warring or rebelling state. They are rebellious provinces that have not submitted under the mandate of heaven. The communists have the mandate of heaven. That's literally it is. Maoism is nothing more than China. Here's the real red pill. Maoism is not communism. Maoism is the historic trend for peasant rebellion and peasant dissidents under a communist flavor. Because if you go look at the peasant rebellions throughout Chinese history, Maoism has a lot more in common with them than actual Marxism Leninism. Much like every other communist movement in East Asia, Maoism or Chinese communism is literally just effectively Han nationalism under an anti-Western guise. And when I mean anti-Western, I mean anti-American, anti-imperialist.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
All right. Let's see.
I'm dropping esoteric truth nukes in chat.
no, you're right though. You're right.
Yeah,
As
you're
somebody
100%
with
right. I mean,
elementary school understanding of this topic, you're
well,
right.
yeah, just the thing with China is, like, they're a paper tiger. They're not going to do anything. So
They'll do shit as long as we don't piss them off, which is what Trump's intent on not pissing them off and just continuing to enrich ties with them as we try to decouple with them.
They're also very risk averse. Like unlike the Russians and like Arabs and unlike literally like because they're they're the Chinese. They're Chinese. They're very,
oh my
of course
gosh.
they're risk averse.
Everybody, we got breaking news from the FBI. From FBI Boston. They're arresting Indian nationals.
Oh, Kash Patel is arresting Indian nationals.
And Kash Patel retweeted this.
Base Kash Patel arresting Indian nationals. He's really
He's doing I just thought I'd bring this up.
He's doing the Roy Cohn base.
Yeah, so apparently, take guess why they were arrested. Take a guess why.
Scamming, H-1B fraud.
Boston's Violent Crimes Task Force has arrested 10 Indian nationals across Massachusetts, Kentucky, Missouri, and Ohio for allegedly participating in staged armed robberies for the purpose of allowing store clerks to claim they were victims of violent crime so they could apply for immigration benefits.
That is such an Indian crime.
Sir, I need you to let me have immigration benefits, sir. Sir,
that is
I got robbed at
gunpoint. Okay, chill out.
But seriously, jokes aside, and I can say this because I can say this.
You are Indian.
Yeah.
You are
this
Indian.
is such a fucking Indian crime to do. Oh my god, fucking Jesus,
Um, an,
horrible.
an 11th Indian national who was deported to India has also been charged. That
Are they gonna charge him in India? Maybe if it's
it's
bad enough PR for
who
them, but
knows.
otherwise, I don't think they will.
The only reason I bring this up is I kind of find it funny that Cash Patel actually liked and retweet this. But yeah, so I do hope we start like clamping down H1Bs since we're talking about this, please. Which speaking of
They are.
H1Bs, yeah,
They are significantly reducing it, but to abolish it, you need Congress.
you
And
need
I mean,
Congress.
forget the Democrats. The Democrats are not going to abolish this, except for maybe like two of them, and even then, they're probably not. Like we have so many god awful Republicans who are not going to abolish this. Like, yeah, we need Trump should just stop issuing H1Bs, give an executive order, and also stop
Yeah, I would just say
issuing not just H1Bs but like all immigration, and then he
I
should
would
tell
say this:
Congress,
you
hey,
use some obscure law from God knows when that allows the president to like say, "Oh, we have an economic emergency. I got to freeze H1Bs for a year." Do it.
yeah, but then a judge is gonna be like, oh no, you
Let the
actually can't do
judges
that.
do. Let the judges play their games. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let the judges play their games because we're winning those fucking games. The
yeah.
Trump admin has been winning their lawsuits against these judges
I
and
mean,
these fucking
Very
entities trying
different
to
from the
pull this
first
shit.
term
yeah.
too.
And
It's
guess what?
very
There might be
different
a
from
chance. There might be a chance birthright citizenship actually goes down. I mean,
not with Amy Coney
there's a
Barrett.
chance.
Do
They're
you guys
take.
think it will?
I don't know
I,
yet.
I've
But
said this before. I'll say it again. The only time Amy Coney Barrett has commented on this case was when she echoed, and I do mean she echoed the original dissent of United States versus Kim Wong Ark or whatever the fuck his name
yeah,
was.
that
She echoed the original dissent. Amy Coney Barrett has oh fuck I can't speak. Amy Coney Barrett parroted the original dissent against the case that gave birthright citizenship. I think Kavanaugh of all the judges, other than obviously Roberts, is going to be the judge that defects. And Kavanaugh,
Kavanaugh.
in my opinion, being the weakest, he was still. I mean, I'll just fucking say because I talked to Ye about this a bit ago. Even Roberts wasn't very sold on a lot of the on a lot of the arguments for birthright citizenship. I'm going to be bold and say I think Roberts, Kavanaugh, and Barrett all vote in favor of repealing birthright
I
citizenship.
think what's
I'm
going
going
to
to give
happen
Roberts the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give Roberts the
Really?
benefit of the
there,
doubt.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
I was
Tyrone,
looking more into this, and the original decision was based off of some made up shit. Even back then, people were like, "What the hell is this?"
It was based off of a lower court's loose opinion on a thing. Or it was based on a California court's
Of
original
course,
interpretation back in the 1870s or 1890s, whatever the fuck.
yeah, it
It
was
was the
90s.
19th century. Yes, it was the 19th century. The Supreme Court's opinion, very, very liberal at the time, by the way. Their opinion was informed by a lower California court's opinion, which by legal scrutinizers, even at the time, said they had an incredibly generous and flimsy interpretation of the 14th Amendment.
Yeah,
Just
because
saying.
like when you look at like how like they look at like the law and stuff, go look at the original intention of the people that wrote the 14th Amendment. They clearly said this wasn't just people that cross the border and become citizens. No, it was like, no, this was meant for the freed slaves. This was meant for people that come here illegally and they naturalize and all that. That's what it was meant for. It was never meant for an immigrant worker from China or whatever having a kid here or whatever. That kid becomes a citizen. That was never the point.
Now they're using it to allow literal third worlders to enter this country so they can rape your fucking kids and shit.
Yeah. Curtis Tar Heel for 2. I'm waging jihad against Duke Infield.
Hey Tyrone, I have a question. Did you predict
What's
that
up?
do you predict that the Supreme Court would strike down Trump's tariffs? Because I mean, I
I
did,
did.
and I
Yes,
Yeah.
did.
I did.
And you think they're going to repeal birthright citizenship, though?
Yes, the
And
tariffs. Look. This is still a very pro-Trump court. It's just that the tariffs case was incredibly stupid and flimsy, and Trump already had other vectors of enforcing the
Yeah,
tariffs.
there was like,
That
and
was that. That was that was always going to be a nothing burger case, quite frankly.
it was just for that specific set of tariffs. They never ruled on like,
Mm.
no, they on every single tariff.
There
They just
were
said
yeah, there
that.
were already like 4 different sets of tariffs in effect that were enacted legally through the presidency. So yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna fucking matter. This is still a very, very pro-Trump court.
Yeah,
The fact that I mean, I think Kavanaugh might be swayed, but Roberts is one, and ACB is like another. That's like I don't know. But you think Roberts and ACB are gonna vote to repeal birthright citizenship for at least the kids of the legal?
that is a burning hot take with Roberts.
Yeah, like Roberts is like all about precedent, and this has been
But again, this is
precedent
one of those
law.
times where like the
Again,
precedent's shit.
Roberts is about precedent, but the precedent is flimsy to begin with. And you also, like, if you go look at the footage of the shit being argued, like, if you were to go look at the footage of the
Yeah, I
case being
did.
argued, then you know what I'm talking about. Roberts did not look impressed by people defending the original ruling.
Yeah. I mean, just like, because like the whole argument, it's like based on this. Again, it's a weird interpretation of 14th Amendment, and you have to like ignore a certain part of
Let
it
it
to
be
make it
known.
work.
Let it be known, Tyrone's official prediction for birthright citizenship is 6-3 in favor of overturning. I predict all 3 of them are going to come home.
And it's gonna be overturned for the kids of like obviously illegal immigrants and people on like work visas, right?
Yes.
That is, and that's like where most of the problems come from. Like
Yeah,
it's not
so
like
let me
go
pull
ahead.
up the. I got the 14th Amendment here. This is the one they're gonna really fight over for birthright citizenship. This is the official 14th Amendment, and again, you can look this up. There's newspaper clippings from the 60s or whatever, where the people that wrote it, they explained it and were saying, no, this does not. This only applies to like freed slaves and naturalized citizens. This does not apply to everybody. Now, because that was a concern back then, and they clearly said, no, that's not who it was intended for. But right here, Section 1 of the 14th Amendment, all persons both born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person without its jurisdiction the equal protection laws. That's Section 1. What does this really sound like? Everybody that comes to America is a citizen? No, it doesn't. Because look at the part right there. It's subject to the jurisdiction thereof. What does that mean? What does that mean? Now that's the part everybody ignores. They only talk about the first part. All persons born or naturalized in the United States. They never mention that part. Because it's clear, you interpret it as, yes, people that are born or naturalized here and are subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That means there are ways you can enforce it. I can't believe they explained this, but that's the 14th Amendment. So,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yep. No, I was agreeing.
Yeah. Let's see. From a purely textualist standpoint, the text of the 14th Amendment almost certainly doesn't cover illegals under the jurisdiction clause. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how you could like get around that part. You have to essentially ignore it. You have to ignore that one part to make it make sense. Because it makes a big deal about jurisdiction. So we wanted to cover non-immigrants visitors too, but I think that would be a weak argument that could easily be overturned later. Well, yeah, that's the point. The point is now just getting your foot in the door with Trump's executive order, which I believe was signed day one, right? I'm pretty sure it was Yeah, an executive order. So it wasn't even a law. It was just an executive order he signed. So, birthright citizenship being ended would be the biggest victory policy for the right in a while. I think this would be a bigger W than Roe versus Wade. I agree. This would be the single biggest
Birthright
victory.
citizenship. Here's what we need to happen by 28. Birthright citizenship gets overturned. The Save America Act gets passed through, and the Voting Rights Act, Section 2, gets axed. You start mass deportations. You clearly
And
define these people are not citizenships, and you remove race based quotas for the House. The House is now locked up. You suddenly have the Democrats unable to rely on a significant amount of their historic voting bloc ever since the second Obama presidency. Shit becomes a lot more tenuable now, especially even if, okay, let's entertain the worst case, right? Let's say the worst case scenario happens. This war with Iran drags on, and we have an energy crisis, and we lose the midterms, right? I'm convinced with all of that happening, the Republican Party can still win in 28
I agree.
because the Democrats are just so fucking terrible at picking candidates. And people might say, well, candidate quality doesn't matter because of the environment. I would like to remind people the Republicans won huge in 2010. And
It was for
they
nothing.
could have won
Presidentially.
2012 because they ran a terrible candidate. The Democratic Party is invariably going to run a candidate worse than Kamala Harris in 24. If they ran a halfway
They're
decent
gonna run a
candidate, they would
candidate
win
who
28.
It's
they're
going to be
gonna run
either
a
Harris or
candidate who's
Newsom.
they're gonna run a candidate who's exactly as bad as Kamala Harris is, because Kamala will be the nominee in
Well,
28.
these
If
dumb
you're watching
shits, they have convinced themselves Harris was too conservative in 24. I'm not even joking. That's why they think they lost.
I'm not convinced that 26 is gonna be this blue wave. I think it's gonna be. I'm still not convinced. But again, it's too early. And if you asked any of us 4 years ago, we've been, red wave, red wave, which never happened. But I think it's just going to be a mildly favorable year for Democrats.
Well,
It's going to be mildly favorable. I think if we lose the House, it's only going to be by like 5 seats or less.
yeah, it's not going to be a big majority for Dems.
And they're going to spend, and they're going to immediately blow all that goodwill and capital on it, trying to impeach Trump every week.
Every day, a new impeachment vote.
Literally, I fully expect. What's his fucking name? Al Green, that motherfucker from Houston, the dude who said the black people, the guy who had the fucking poster at the fucking State of the Union.
Well, he's not off. He's gonna lose his primary. So
yeah.
Can you imagine
someone like him's gonna suggest impeaching Trump literally every fucking week.
Every week, it goes to committee. Every time they vote yes, it just keeps going on and on. I'm telling people this right now. People are not happy with the GOP. But when they come November, when the Trump campaign start using how much money they got saved at this point?
Over 100 million, like 110 million.
Hundreds of millions. And now, speaking of money, now RFK's groups, they have 100 million now out of nowhere. So if for his Maha PAC, let me pull this up.
Look, it's very simple. Trump can afford to catastrophically fuck up the Iran thing and start a 1970s style global energy crisis. And Vance can still win in 28 because the Democrats are going to pick someone so fucking dog shit with a dog shit fucking history that Republicans will be able to say, yeah, we may not be really good and we may have just fucked up Iran and the global energy crisis. But at the same time, are you really going to vote for a Democrat? Because the median voter is genuinely just so fucking turned off by Democrats.
Yeah. So right here, RFK's aligned Maha PAC is spending $100 million to surge Republicans a victory in 2026. This is one fucking group or coalition of PACs. $100 million for Maha. And they're going to back Republicans.
Josh Ellender, 2024 champs for 5. Where will Sonic the Hedgehog judge come from to keep Birthright? Sonic says trans rights, guys. Sonic agrees with me.
Oh my
Sonic
gosh.
says birthright citizenship for illegals.
Oh gosh. I'd rather, yeah, thanks for reading the super chat. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so like guys, this they have 100 million just casually laying around for RFK. RFK himself has 100 million. Trump has hundreds of millions. The RNC has hundreds of millions. The Republicans have hundreds of millions. Senate GOP have hundreds of millions. And they can blow like they're blowing 80 million on John Cornyn, and they have not felt any like pressured money. That's how much fucking money we got. Democrats, yes, they should
It's
go.
almost like it's almost like axing USAID on all of these things that gave money to the NGOs.
Yeah.
Completely. Wow, it's like they were using federal government money and NGOs to
And I should be clear
fund their
about this.
campaigns.
Like I should be clear about this with the money. Democrats can still raise a lot of money. They still can. They have the operation. But you notice that a lot of these races, they're not raising a lot of money compared to what they used to. They're just not. Yes, you have incumbents like who's the guy from Georgia?
Ossoff.
Yeah, Ossoff. He's raised a lot of money, but he's the incumbent. He's been there for 6 years. All these other
90% of his
groups.
money comes from out of state, by the way.
Yeah.
If you actually look at the grassroots, he has no fucking grassroots support.
That's the issue Democrats have. Some candidates can raise money, but now it's not every single candidate can raise 100 million. They don't got that anymore. Republicans have the money now. Like, they're gonna start using it. They actually are, but I should, yeah. I think they started using some of the money. I think so. The point is, and we didn't even mention the fact that question: who's the richest man alive?
Elon Musk, who
And
has already said he's going to back the Republicans.
he's worth like at this point. It's like how much is he worth now? Like 800 billion or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
He can literally spend 10 billion this year and not impact him at all. He probably gains money from that actually, but so yeah, I do think what's going to happen with Musk alone, you're just going to see billions of dollars. With Trump's PACs, hundreds of millions. They're raising fuck you money.
We might see it up to $1 trillion spent by the Republican Party, if not at least half.
I would say a trillion. That's pushing it.
I said, if not at least half $1 trillion.
There's no way there's not enough money for that. There's no way we should get half a billion.
He doesn't know.
I don't.
He doesn't know. No, they're just going to print more money.
Oh,
that's what
yeah.
Because that's what Twitter said. Trump's going to cause inflation.
That's true.
No, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we spent like 200. I don't mean just in the general, because if we count the primaries, we're already long past this. I wouldn't be surprised if we spend close to 200 to 250 million in the general election. There's a lot of money to be spent there.
No,
I don't think that they're going to completely.
We're going to spend billions this year. Like across the board, we're gonna be breaking every record. Democrats don't got that. Like, yes, Democrats in 25, they had the advantage with enthusiasm. Yes, they had the advantage with all the other shit, the shutdown. But Democrats, like they really, you look at their fundraising, like, yeah, they outraised Republicans, but that's because Republicans just shat the bed and then spending money for whatever reason. That was stupid. Chance Drazek has been a member for 9 months. If everyone hates Trump now, how do we have this kind of money? Well, part of it is because you got the richest guy alive, and you do got some big donors, like giving Trump fucking money.
Financial donors.
Yeah, but they are signing like blank checks at this point. And again, I'm not a big fan of it, but like, if it gives Republicans a bigger majority this year, and we get good Republicans like Brandon Herrera through, I'll take it. I will 100% take it.
I think if we win the House and we primary a lot of bad candidates, then day one of the upcoming Congress, we can absolutely save the Pass America Act in terms of, I don't mean literally pass it, but I mean like we're gonna have all Republicans are gonna be on board except fucking Murkowski, but it's not gonna fucking matter because McConnell's on his way out, Cornyn's on his way out,
Tom Tillis is out,
Tillis is out, Curtis is Curtis, but
he talks a big game, but then he votes yes.
Is Curtis really that bad?
No,
I mean,
the thing with Curtis
He's-
is he's a dumb
He's
shit.
weird.
He's somebody that I think he wants like attention for himself, but then he just doesn't care. He trolls over. That's the thing I get out of him. Save the Pass America Act. That is real. But yeah, so I do think with like Republicans, I think if they can expand their House majority, I'm not saying they're going to. I think Democrats are favored right now, but if they expand their House majority this year, you know who like you know be the funniest reaction to that? Who? What would be Robert Barnes' reaction to that, or Rich Barris?
I think he's gonna quit talking about politics.
I mean, like I'm
Please.
not saying it's gonna happen, but guys, I have a weird feeling when Thomas Massey gets crushed, it's gonna break so many fucking people. It's gonna make people just like quit the process completely.
It's gonna make people tune out.
Yeah.
You know who else should fucking go? Not just Massey, his best friend, Ro Khanna is being challenged, and he's gonna get billionaire, and it's by a Democrat, but it's like a jungle primary, and
Yeah.
I don't think this guy, like his challenger, I forgot his name. I don't think he's gonna win, but I mean, Khanna should also go. Him and Massey, like both, they're two of the worst members of Congress.
Listen, I used to like
unironically.
Rokana, but after the scam he pulled the last year, it's like, dude, seriously.
Oh yeah, he's horrible. He's
And
terrible.
now they're pushing the idea, guys. We attacked Iran because we want to cover up Epstein.
Yeah, those types of people, like unironically, the biggest. They some of the
I must
dumbest.
go
members of
back to
Congress.
work now. I shall see you all. But yeah, interesting things are happening in the world of
Yeah.
politics. Goodbye.
All right, walk talk for Ted. I guess Democrats assume, based on their reality, the founders probably supported open colonial borders. I am sure Washington and Madison looked down to the Continental Army. Yeah, sure. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, like Thomas Massey, he's gonna lose. I trying to break it to some people. He could still win, I guess, but right now he's gonna lose. So
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what's his challenger's name? Like,
I think it says Gulren. Gulrain.
yeah, Ed Gallren. Yeah, okay, sorry. I
It's
should
something like
memorize
that.
these names. If this was 2022 me, I'd have their names and life stories memorized. But I guess I'm kind of washed now. No, yeah, Gallren's gonna win. I don't see a path for Massey. I mean, he's not gonna lose by Liz Cheney margins, but
Please
he's
happen.
not gonna win.
Please lose by worse than Liz Cheney.
I don't
mean,
think he will, but it would be funny if
There's
he
a
did.
look at Dan Crenshaw, for crying out loud. Like he was not like he got obliterated and he wasn't supposed to lose. American Nerd for 2 I saw on Twitter that we're sending Marines Iran. Yeah, I saw that. Again, every time there's a report like this, I'm going to just wait and see. If we are sending Marines, I'm against it completely. 100%. So. All right. John Thune should be replaced as Senate Majority Leader. You know, I looked at there is a interesting idea some people are suggesting. And like officially this couldn't happen, but Vice President Vance is doing nothing right now. Everybody knows this. He's done jack shit. I love Vance, but like, dude, you've done nothing. Well, as vice president, he is supposed to be the president of the Senate. There's an idea being floated around where you replace Thune as majority leader with Vance. But again, that would not be official because, you know, that wouldn't really work like officially, but unofficially make Vance the Senate majority leader. I don't know. I think that's an interesting idea.
That would
Look
be
into.
interesting. Thune is not completely awful, but he's not great.
The problem with
He's
Thune is just
kinda-
I don't think
he's
he has
just
enough.
there.
He does not have enough of a backbone. I don't think to say no to some people.
He doesn't want to. Oh, hello, by the way. He
Oh,
doesn't
hello.
want to. He doesn't want to pressure anyone in his
He doesn't
party.
have that dog in him.
Yeah, the thing with Thune
Yeah,
is
like-
I think he's a good guy. But
Mitch
he,
McConnell, for all of his faults, he knew that when push comes to shove, you have to get people. You need to bully people. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what he did.
he was a bully.
uh,
Yeah.
He was a bully as majority leader, and that's what you need. You need a majority leader who is going to who's going to put his foot down and say, no, you're going to do this because you're going to advance my agenda. I mean, we all remember the Kavanaugh
Yeah.
confirmation.
Oh
I
my
don't think any other
gosh.
Senate majority leader could have done that.
He
I don't think Thune fucking Thune would have. I mean, it
He would have
probably would have
failed.
never come to a vote. It would have been withdrawn.
Yeah, the funny thing with McConnell is like he will force people like if he wants something to be passed, he'll get it passed. He does not give a shit how. That's the thing with McConnell, but
Like I said, I don't like Mitch McConnell. I think he's throwing a hissy fit for the rest of his term, and he's been repeatedly voting against things that don't really make any sense for him to vote against. But as a majority leader, as a politician, he is terrifying.
He has that aura. He's like him and Dick Cheney have this like aura about them. Not gonna lie.
yeah, no, they're
Like,
pieces of shit, but they know how to use power.
They're pieces of shit, but I want them on my side. I want a Dick Cheney on my side.
Yeah. American Nerd for 2 thought you had to be a
you
sitting
would want
senator.
a dick on your side.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, fuck
American
off.
Nerd for 2 thought you had to be a sitting senator to be a leader. Well, yeah, officially, but unofficially, you could just make Vance like an unofficial leader, theoretically, because he's the president of the Senate. So, let's see. The glaze of McConnell is cringe. McConnell power right now would be worse than because he. Oh no, we're not saying he's good. He would be awful right now. We're just saying like if Thune had McConnell's like what's the word like the word for like his
I mean, it's unironically aura. Like, I mean, he has that dog in him. And I
Yeah.
don't like him, but if Mitch McConnell were majority leader and he were
He wasn't crashing out.
if he was if he was majority leader and he was committed to pushing the Trump agenda, there would be no filibuster. There would be no issue with pretty much anything.
Reminder,
People
McConnell
forget
nuked the
this.
filibuster back in 2017, partially. Remember that.
Yeah,
he
he
nuked
was
it.
the one that got the Supreme Court filibuster, right?
Yeah.
Or was that earlier?
No,
Harry
that-
Reid, I think.
Reid started
No.
it.
Reid
no,
was
it was
Reid was
McConnell.
Reid was judge nominations, but he exempted Supreme Court justices, and McConnell was the one that nuked it all.
He just said, "Fuck this. We're not playing these games."
Yeah, because he wasn't going to get 60 votes.
Yeah. McConnell would have
Because
passed. Yeah, if
the
McConnell was good and like he would have got the SAVE Act through. Yeah, he would have. He would have found some bullshit like he would have found some obscure way to pass it. Some like attach it to like funding or something, like
No,
reconciliation.
he would have attached it to the reconciliation bill and just completely ignored the parliamentarians.
That's what they should do.
Who would have said it was illegal?
They just do it. What are they going to do about it?
The parliamentarian, I'm pretty sure, is just advisor, anyways.
Yeah, it's like a kind of an unwritten rule. You kind of have to listen to them. But
yeah, you have to listen to them, but like that's the rule. Although at this point we are past the point of listening to hysterical women on anything.
Yeah.
Even if they are given the power of the parliamentarian. So just do it. Who cares?
Yeah. Alex for 2. Did y'all hear what the bipartisan Senate housing bill? Yeah, it's dog shit. Vote no on it. And now Trump vetoes it.
So
Basically,
I didn't really hear about this.
basically,
what was wrong with it?
for starters, it's from Elizabeth Warren. So
This is good.
that's a
news.
good sign.
Like,
but
I'm guessing
essentially-
only black people are allowed to use it.
No, so essentially, basically what it does is, again, there's more in it, obviously. The main thing is a lot of the local zoning laws would be kind of like revoked or kind of like changed and replaced with, hey, guess what? Just take a guess.
What? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not
housing's
sure.
not my
Section 8
forte.
housing.
Oh no. Section 8 housing. Oh, Section 8 housing could be here. I hate Section 8 housing.
Yeah, so basically, again, zoning laws in America suck. A lot of cities, especially in states, but you don't replace shit zoning laws with an even shittier law. That's literally what it is. It's Section 8 housing.
Texas's whole thing is that we don't really do like we have zoning, right? And we have that issue, but like we don't do it to the extent that most other states do. And it's why our housing is not great, but better than it should be on paper.
Yeah, again, there are other stuff in it, but like, it's like seriously, there's got to be there's got to be better reform than that. If it's from Elizabeth Warren, seriously, it's stupid. What's wrong with the Senate House bill? It seems fine outside of some of the section housing stuff. That's a problem. You don't want Section 8 housing everywhere.
No, you don't want Section 8 housing because then you have Section 8 housing residents. I won't comment
Section
any
8 housing
Shut the
further.
hell
residents
up.
Could be here.
I hate Section 8 housing residents.
Oh, shut up. They could use reconciliation by tying highway funding to the Save America Act provisions like they did in the 80s of the drinking age. States like California would not care, honestly.
They would probably. Well, no. What would happen is they would sue. They would sue, and then a fucking. I've made the same joke probably 4 times now. A Star Wars named judge who became a citizen about a year ago.
In Rhode
Actually,
Island.
no. It would probably be 3 or 4 years ago at this point because he wouldn't have been nominated by this admin. You know, it fucking appointed in 2024, confirmed 50-50 with a tiebreaker. You know, all that shit.
No, it was unanimous
would say
vote,
no.
actually. No, it was unanimous.
Oh, that is true. The fucking GOP would probably vote for these people. Because I remember there were judges that were I'm not even fucking kidding you. Go look it up. They struck down the reconciliation bill's revocation of Planned Parenthood funding.
Yeah, I remember
They told
that.
Congress, they unironically told Congress, no, you're not allowed to revoke funding for Planned Parenthood. You need to keep it in there.
That is
They
just
told
insane.
Congress, they fucking told Congress that it does not control the purse string, the purse strings. It told them that
guys,
me,
these
the
judges,
judge, I control the purse strings.
But these judges are fair and bipartisan. Yeah. That's the issue. But like, the problem is like you get a random judge in like fucking, it's always like Maryland for some reason, or like Massachusetts.
It's Maryland, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York City, Philadelphia is a big one sometimes.
It's always the same 2 judges, by the way. How do they always do the same cases? Is that strange?
Who's that one? Judge, was it?
Boasberg,
yeah.
Anytime.
It's fucking Boasberg.
Anytime.
It's called judge shopping,
Yeah.
Shud. That they know to do this because they understand that even with the Supreme Court limiting universal injunctions, it's just judge shopping because the way that our system is set up right now is when a president passes a law or when a president signs a bill into law or when a president signs an executive order, it has to be approved by all 4,000 judges in this country. If one of them says, no, I don't like this, this is illegal because I want it to be illegal because I don't agree with it politically, well, guess what? It doesn't get to go into effect because the judge strikes it down and it's blocked nationwide. That is how our judicial system works, and it sucks. And the only saving grace is that the Supreme Court steps in pretty much on the fucking weekly
the Supreme
or monthly
Court
at this point.
And the appeals courts are still kind of good.
Appeals courts are still more conservative. And what happens is the Supreme Court shows up and rules 5-4 or 6-3 that no, you as a random lowly district judge, you're not him. You don't get to make those decisions. You get to go away. You don't get to make these decisions. You are not in charge.
Well, and also just like sometimes it's like 9-0 sometimes because it's just so absurd. Even liberal justices are like, what the hell is this?
I was gonna say, like, Ketanji Brown Jackson is probably the most partisan judge on the court currently, especially when it comes to racial issues. She's the least likely to vote with conservatives on pretty much anything, and even she has struck down and agreed to strike down several things in this term.
Yeah, there's got to be.
That's how bad it is.
And by the way, the Senate can, like, if they got off their ass, they could defund a lot of these courts if they really wanted to.
Okay, people don't seem to understand. This was already upheld by the court, by the way. It requires a 2/3 majority to impeach and remove a judge. That is correct. That is how it works. And if they wanted to do that, they would need that. But by a majority vote, or I guess with the filibuster, but you abolish the filibuster before you do this. By a majority vote, you could abolish the entire district and appeals court system and start over. You can fire every single judge in this country and replace them.
I think at this point you have to just say fuck it.
That's got to be under consideration, and that's the thing, right? Most conservative judges would just be reappointed. That wouldn't be a problem. They would just reappoint them en masse. They would ignore the blue slip retardation. And they would just appoint them all. That wouldn't be an issue. What it would do is get rid of all the libtards, and it would get rid of a lot of the more squishy conservatives that either got appointed by Bush or Reagan. There's even some Nixon judges still lying around somewhere.
Wait, how?
I'm not kidding. There is a
how
Nixon
the
judge.
hell
I'm
are they still
90%
alive?
sure.
It has to be like in 99 or something. Which again, there's got to be serious, there's got to be reform of the justice system. That's the only way to fix it, because the Supreme Court and even the appeals courts, they're still, like, the appeals court is mostly fine still, because they've struck down a lot of shit too. So it's just the lower courts. You got to do something. They can do that.
I lied. Never mind. The last. Oh wait, no, that's Court of Appeals. The last Court of Appeals judged by Nixon resigned or left in 2007,
Oh,
and the
damn it.
last district judge was 2013.
It's sad.
It's
Damn.
over. No more Nixon judges.
It's over. It ended an era. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think like they can do that. They just need a simple majority and say fuck it, we ball. And
Fuck it, we ball. We get rid of because like I don't think they're able to do it like piecemeal. They can't just say this particular judge no longer exists.
No, it
this
has to be
particular
like full blown like.
It has to be like by state or by circuit. It can't just be. Or what would probably happen is it would just be universal. It would be no, you're done and dusted.
And there's got to be, and they can do that. And I think that's got. You know what? If John Thune wants to like redeem himself a little bit, make that the next like big thing. Like reform the justice system. None of this shit where one judge in fucking Massachusetts or whatever are fucking like again like they came here 5 minutes ago and became a judge somehow. Like no, none of that shit anymore. That's got to end. And they can do that now. You can argue Democrats do the same thing. Yeah, they could. They're gonna probably do it anyways with the Supreme Court. They're gonna pack it anyways. So, yeah.
Basically, okay. This is what I'm gonna say. If you ever ask yourself, or if you ever say to yourself, "We can't do this," because then the Democrats will do it. The Democrats are gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like we are past the point where people get to use the argument that we can't use power because then Democrats will. They're just going to do it. They don't care. The only way that could possibly happen is you give them the idea. And I'm going to be honest with you. These people know what they're doing. They are ruthless individuals. They already know about this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just wild. And also apparently President Trump is currently attacking John Thune.
Oh, good.
About the Save America Act. Good. You know what? You know what he should do? And I wonder, could he theoretically just pull up the Senate chamber and do his own filibuster? Like, could Trump theoretically do that or no?
Just show up and filibuster? I don't know why he ever would do that, but I think so, yeah.
He should. He should just randomly show up one day.
Why not?
I don't know. I think Trump is getting fed up with Thune a little bit. It sounded like he's getting sick of him a bit. Because Ken Paxton gave him a free opt-out. Or the Senate primary, which is pass the Save America Act, pass it through reconciliation or a freaking.
I will say this
whatever.
about the Save America Act. I don't think I'm not the biggest fan of mail-in voting, but they may have to relax some of the nuances around that. Like you can't just ban it fully at this point.
No, ban it fully.
I mean, I get it, but
ban it fully.
I don't think, just restrict it. Don't fully ban it. I think
a better restriction for it is make it where it's like no, the mail-in votes are due a week before election day. None of this shit where it comes 5 weeks after the fact.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, ballots have to be received on election day.
I say before.
There is like minimum that has to be received before on election day.
Don't go chasing after gold and end up with nothing. Sometimes you can end up with
silver. I would be fine with that.
And then that's how you'll get gold.
Yeah, honestly, just say, okay.
Auspicious fortune.
You can have mail-in voting, but there's got to be heavy restrictions on it. And also, it has to be due a week before election day. Like, not just freaking somewhere in the mail system and it's there 5 weeks later. No, it's actually, it's sent, it's like received, all that stuff. Because, guys, even if you can't, like, do the mail-in vote, you can still vote in person. You have to do that point. So I don't get the argument for like why we need mass mail-in voting. Why? If we're gonna have it, why make it where you could turn it in a week later? That's bullshit. Real TV show for 5. Did you hear where the Old Dominion students killed the terrorist by beating him up? Yeah, I heard about that. Apparently they beat the shit out of. Yeah, they beat the shit out of him. So. We need those 100,000 Democrat ballots in Michigan that dropped 4 days late. Yeah, we totally need that. You have to mail.
Remember Illinois? Like, dude, Chicago.
Oh my gosh.
Cook County itself they just dropped it. Like as the night went on, they just kept dropping, or as the weeks went on. It's like, oh, here's another 100,000 ballots that broke 99
out
to
of
1.
Nowhere, out of some random precinct that has like 10 people in it.
And like they were ballots that were received like like 5 days after. Like, we're
Yeah.
not doing this shit anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm convinced Trump won the popular vote by more. I think he did. But anyways, real TV show for rather ready shit. You have to mail in the votes with a valid signature and voter ID. I agree. And just do a thing where it's like a week before election day they're due. And they're postmarked by then, or before that, they can arrive like a day before election day. Or some. That's the way you gotta do it. And after this, and since you're gonna add amendments to it, why not amend the law that requires states to do the Florida election counting system? None of this shit where it's like, oh, Florida counts votes in 5 minutes, California. God, when did they stop counting votes in California last time?
Oh, fuck. Like, Lake County didn't drop for weeks. Like, I remember this.
I remember that, yeah. It was one county that just nothing for weeks. Not one vote. That's gotta be banned. There's gotta be like, you have to be required by law to count like 99% of it by like the morning after or something. Like within 12 hours or some shit. Or like 90%. I'm sure soon we'll hear about election results. This could be a huge catalyst for Save America Act. Maybe. As a college student, mail voting is useful but needs restrictions. Oh, again, I'm not entirely against mail-in voting. Trump does not like it for good reason though. But like, it just, there's got to be a happy medium where people can still use mail-in voting but still restricted, and it's like a week before. I think it's a compromise nobody would be
I have
against.
a gift for this. Please hold. It's
What?
about the Save America Act.
Gosh. I heard Gavin
There we
Newsom is
go.
using homeless people. I don't know. Really?
Pass the Save Act. Save America. Why did you delete it?
Why? Anyways,
Why did you delete it?
let's see. Now we know why Thune told Trump not to endorse a majority leader. Well, I don't think Trump's endorsement for Thune or anybody would have done anything. Who would he have picked? Like Rick Scott? There's no way Rick Scott would have gotten the votes. That's just a problem. As a private ballot, you wouldn't know who actually voted for him. So, anyways, Trump could propose an executive order for national security. You know, I did hear about that. I don't know how Trump would do the executive order. Could he do that? Just say, fuck it, we use an executive order instead? Because that's what apparently he's going to do. If it doesn't pass, he has an executive order prepared for the Save America Act. There's no way a court would allow that. Right? Surely?
Surely.
I mean, but knowing them, they probably found some obscure law from like 1790 or something that allows them to do it. But anyways, did you see what Jim Cramer said earlier? Yeah, he said that this does not look like 2007, so it's over. Not good.
Why? It's no.
Yeah, it's over. Anyways, if anyone got more super chats, any more questions, concerns, whatever, send them now. Last calls for super chats. Last calls for super chats. So anything else you guys want to talk about? We kind of talk about everything, I think, right? I think.
My balls jiggle.
Thank you. Oh, breaking. There's a bomb threat at the University of Virginia and now George Mason University.
Oh,
Ah.
God.
Wow.
So what's going on? What the hell's going on in Virginia, by the way? Actually, I do know they voted Democrats.
They voted for libtards, and this is what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, first you had the shooting at Old Dominion. Now you get bomb threats in Virginia. Let's take guess who called the phone call. Well, gee, I wonder who. Anyways, any updates of Paxton versus Cornyn? I think John Cornyn's fucked right now. He might got thrown under the bus by Thune. I'm not gonna lie. He screwed. Yeah, Thune screwed him over big time, I think. So. All right. Anyways, folks, I think that's kind of it. Do we miss anything? I don't think so. But okay. We'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or wherever you see us at. Godspeed to all of you.